Our sun looks calm and steady up in the sky, but it can fire off a blast powerful enough to switch off modern civilization. It has happened before, back in 1859. Back then, we barely used electricity, so it was just a curiosity. But what if the very same storm hit us today? The honest answer is genuinely alarming. It begins on one September morning in 1859. An astronomer named Richard Carrington was sketching the sun when he saw a sudden, brilliant flash erupt on its surface. The sun had just hurled a vast cloud of plasma toward Earth. A coronal mass ejection, billions of tons of magnetized gas. It crossed 93 million miles of open space in under 18 hours, remarkably fast. Then it slammed into Earth's magnetic field, and the night sky erupted into brilliant auroras, normally seen only near the poles, but now glowing as far south as the Caribbean and Cuba. So bright, people could read a newspaper by their light. Birds began to sing, fooled into thinking it was dawn. But the storm did far more than paint the sky. It reached into the only electrical technology of the age, the telegraph network that spanned the whole world. Telegraph lines sparked, and offices caught fire from Boston to Paris. Operators were shocked at their own machines. Some disconnected their batteries entirely. Yet the wires kept sending messages, powered by the storm itself. This was the Carrington event, the greatest solar storm ever recorded. So how can our own star reach across space and break our machines? The sun is a churning ball of plasma with a tangled magnetic field. Sometimes that field snaps, releasing a solar flare, a sudden burst of intense radiation, and it can launch a coronal mass ejection out into space. Marti-Toepa. These erupt most often near solar maximum, the peak of the sun's 11-year activity cycle. If a CME is aimed straight at Earth, it races toward us and slams into our magnetosphere, our invisible magnetic shield. That shield protects us from the deadly particles themselves, but it shakes violently under the impact. And a shaking magnetic field induces electric currents. Currents in anything long and conductive on the ground. In 1859, that meant simple telegraph wires. But today, it means our entire power grid. So what would a Carrington-level storm do to us now? Almost everything we rely on runs on electricity. The storm would induce enormous currents in high-voltage power lines, surging into the giant transformers at the heart of the grid. These transformers can overheat and burn out. And here lies the real problem. They are huge, custom-built, and there are very few spares. Each one can take months or even years to replace. A severe storm could burn out transformers across whole continents, plunging entire regions into darkness for months. And modern life unravels frighteningly fast without power. No pumping means no clean running water. No refrigeration means spoiled food and medicine. Gas stations, banks, hospitals, and the internet would all fail. And the damage would not stop on the ground. Satellites could be fried, their electronics destroyed. GPS and global communications would be disrupted, and astronauts in orbit would face a dangerous dose of radiation. One estimate puts the cost of a Carrington repeat at up to $2.6 trillion. And this is not just a scary theory. In 1989, a smaller storm struck Quebec. In under 90 seconds, the entire power grid collapsed. 6 million people were plunged into the freezing dark, and a transformer far away in New Jersey was quietly destroyed. Then, in 2012, we got extremely lucky. A Carrington-class blast tore right across Earth's orbit, but it missed us by only about a single week. Had Earth been in its path, the result could have been catastrophic. So are we completely helpless? Tanistel Knight for Hismod. Not at all. Satellites now watch the sun every second of the day, giving us a warning. Minutes to hours before a storm arrives. Just enough time to protect the grid if we act fast. We can shut systems down and stockpile spare transformers. A Carrington event is not an if, but a when. And being ready is everything. If you enjoyed this, subscribe and let's keep exploring our world.